up? What up? It's your boy Nick Band Exel. We back in the building for another episode of Quick to the Point. I got my boy Clarence Chill Hill in the building. I got my boy Johnny Collins, the title guy. And let's give a round of applause to our guy who's back, Brandon Dean, the Arkansas legend. Look here, people. Before we get into the show, this man went to the finals, 4 games, all of them in OKC. The way he's sitting right now, he was sitting on the floor, and there was always a seat open to him in the left.
What?
This man ain't give us one invite to not 4 of the games, man. Selfish. What's going on with that, bro?
Well, I sold other tickets. I was trying to get some money, man. It's tight out here. It's tight out there. But
it was still a seat open, though. So you couldn't have sold that seat.
They didn't get there. I just sold it to them. They didn't show up. What you want me to do?
Wow.
Tickets was tight, man. You know what I'm saying? Plus, to be honest with y'all, because I missed the last episode, but it was for a good reason. I interviewed for several GM jobs while I was there. All right. Yeah. I was there. I think I interviewed for OKC.
Sam Preston.
We don't know what Sam gonna do because he might elevate. I interviewed for Indiana GM job, and I think they're gonna make changes. So I think I got a good shot of and I might bring y'all along. If y'all do,
you gonna bring us along?
You play your cards right, I might bring you along. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't really doing a good job with what you're doing right now.
What'll work?
Wow.
Yeah. So
since you were there, give us a first-hand account. What did Game 7? I mean, first Game 7 since 2016. Okay, so this is not a normal occurrence having Game 7. It's only the most watched finals game in 6 years. So there was some excitement, at least from a TV standpoint, for the 2 small market teams going to Game 7. But you were in the building, the house, before y'all went to Applebee's to celebrate.
Applebee's, we got money. Listen, don't do that.
I'm saying it's Oklahoma City. Cool. Where you go? They got no clubs.
No. Nice steakhouses.
Yeah,
don't do that.
They got no clubs.
I don't do clubs.
I'm just saying when the Mavericks won in Miami, they went to Fontainebleau. Okay, they had a big after party at Fontainebleau. Okay, where you go to after party in OKC?
Back at the hotel. Exactly. Where you back at. Okay. Man, it was a good experience going there because you don't ever think of Oklahoma City having a crowd like that. But man, that energy in there was crazy. But the only thing about Game 7 was, man, when Haliburton got hurt. Mm-hmm. Man, it took the energy out of that whole arena. It was almost like I ain't gonna say a funeral kind of deal, but you get my saying. It was kind of like it just was real somber the whole time. So
Debbie Downer for sure.
And then I'm going for the Pacers, so it's like you could just see the whole chance of winning a championship just kind of diminish just in that one moment. So it was kind of bittersweet. You got a great moment. The energy is crazy. I'm fighting with the fan next to me. I had to chill out because I was, like I said, I'm going to be the GM. So, but I could have punched him too. Little kid was going crazy, man.
How old was you fighting a kid?
He wasn't a kid. He about 24.
Yeah.
He could get it. So at 24, you can get it. You know what I'm saying?
And at 24, he was talking trash. He was talking mad trash.
Right in my ear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, it was good. It was good to kind of see. But I just hate to kind of end it the way it did, man, because it was going to be a great Game 7. And then that injury kind of just derailed everything.
And the players admitted once it happened, they was done.
Yeah, Obi Toppin was like, man, I couldn't get over it. But it's like, think about you and being with your brother all 9 months, and y'all get to the pinnacle of the sport, and in 7 minutes you see your best player, or maybe they're best friends, I don't know, go down like that. It's kind of hard to recoup because you're still human.
We're going to get back to the Pacers and Haliburton and his situation because they did take the wind out of the building. But let's talk about the champs. They deserve to be talked about. SGA, OKC, they are the champs. The champs are here, and are they here to stay? They're young, the youngest team to win a title in a long time. Quick, SGA, they're the face of the league, champs. Are they here to stay? Is this just the beginning of a title run?
Are they going to keep their coach, Mark Dagnall?
Where he going?
I'm just saying, man. Can he get a little credit now since he won one?
Yeah, he gets some credit now.
What's his name?
Okay. Exactly.
MD
2020.
MD 2020. But beyond they got everything in place, man. And I think they got 4 first-round picks coming next year.
Gee.
It's crazy.
They loaded.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going nowhere, man. The only thing could be a letdown next year if the young guys don't treat it as after they're done with their little month celebration that they don't get right back locked in, because we all know Denver was right there, and Denver, they lost a few players, but they still had Joker and Murray. So people thinking, well, they still gonna be there, and they got to treat this like everybody is coming for their shit next year. And a lot of teams that win, unless you got a lot of veteran presence, they kind of fall off a little bit. I don't know how far they fall off, but they fall off a little bit. So they got to, celebrate while they can, but know that next year they the top dog in every single game, every night. Everybody coming for them. That's the challenge.
We're gonna see if they can handle that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like OKC for some reason.
Why?
I don't even know. It ain't even know. It's just like they just don't fit my eye. I don't really like the way they dress when they come to the fucking arena. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, we saw that.
Man,
of course, we see that.
It's just something about that team that just don't really appeal to me. Give me some dogs.
What's that commercial they're in? The commercial they have?
All three of them?
Yeah.
That was
That's the epitome of their team, man. And they different.
They're young
team.
kids.
They're a team.
Listen,
They're a team.
And they got a closer.
And they got to close.
Yeah, they're a young team, but it was funny because they were talking about they didn't not open up a bottle of champagne.
They didn't?
Yeah,
Did not. Did not.
Nah, they didn't.
They're so young. They don't drink.
They said Caruso had to help them.
Caruso had to help them open. They don't know how to open up a bottle of champagne.
That further tells me I don't like them.
It was Jalen's first drink.
Yeah, because Jalen
Last night. He had never had a drink before. His first drink.
They young cats,
Kid
man.
from Arkansas.
Oh, Jalen Williams?
Yeah, he was drinking the beer.
He
But
fits right along with their coach.
No, first of all, he from Arkansas. He probably drinks some moonshine. Okay,
Jalen's
he probably
dog.
drinks some moonshine. You know they do moonshine in
man.
Arkansas. Okay,
Cold.
you know
Which
they
one you
Glennis.
talking about?
No,
we
we're
talking about the one
talking
from
about the
Arkansas.
big one from
I'm
Arkansas.
talking about Mr. Williams.
Oh, we're talking about the one from Arkansas. Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying about OKC. But unlike Denver, Denver lost some players.
Mm-hmm.
Some glue guys. They still had their core guys. They lost some glue guys that were key to their title over money. Ain't nobody leaving OKC. Ain't nobody going. Everybody coming back, and they get to add to it, add talent to it. That's why it's going to be tough. Yeah, it's got some other teams coming, but this team is young. They're going to become veterans. They're going to get more mature.
Right, but being young, but being young, you can also let your guard down because you're not expecting. They punch that they gonna see next year is gonna be from all 29 teams.
Yeah.
Different.
It ain't gonna be just from the Lakers and Minnesota.
Day one.
It's gonna be from day one. Every 29 team under them is punching them.
Yeah.
And so that's what they got to be ready for.
Yeah. But you know, when you finally, you think you can be the man, but when you get to be the man, I'm the man now. Okay, but they're gonna have an air of confidence about them too.
For sure.
In these situations, they got something to draw on that we've done it before. We're young, we've done it before. They ain't gonna lose that either.
No, they already swagged out.
Yeah,
They already swagged out.
I mean, let's be honest. They're going to be in the thick of things because obviously they're talented and nobody is leaving out of their team. They got all young guys who probably under contract, so they ain't got to really pay nobody at this point. But I still don't like that. But listen.
Damn. How can you not like it? Ain't nothing about them not to like.
They're not a team that you be like, I fear them.
I know.
It's like, when Golden State was on their run, it was like, shit, we got to go to Golden State. Shit, we know we're going to lose that game.
Yeah.
OKC don't have that kind of flair about them. That's like, all right, we're going to be scared of OKC. And they got fortunate a lot of times this year with injuries to kind of be in the position where, don't get me wrong, they're a good team. They probably going to be in the thick of things. I just don't fuck with them.
No, that's a great point because the teams like the three-peat Lakers.
Yeah.
Like when when they came to town and you went there,
you knew it was a loss.
Shit, like Golden State, like damn, Miami,
Bulls.
Yeah, like you knew and you felt their presence. With this team, they really good. You can't take that away from them. But I don't think teams will fear them. So that's my thing. Is like they have to be ready. 29 teams under them is gonna give them their best shot, and they don't have that mystique that them other teams have.
I don't think we giving OKC. I don't think we giving OKC enough credit.
Right, not yet. They don't have a mystique. Let them win it again.
I think OKC.
No, they're not
gonna
get
win
there.
No, well, I said let them win again. No, they don't have that mystique after year one.
You said he's not gonna win again.
No,
he's saying that.
No.
Oh, I take that bet.
But hey,
That's easy.
But Boston.
No. I'm talking about I take that in Vegas. I wouldn't take it against individual. But I definitely would pick.
But I don't think Boston had the mystique last year either. They won it. But then wasn't nobody scared of Boston.
No. And did they win it again?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But my point is,
that's your point. You just made your own point.
Let them win it again. And then they can get them.
It was a difference.
But you talking about let them win it, they got to go through the gauntlet first.
No doubt. No
doubt. So we giving you reasons why it could be tough. Right. They don't have that mystique that Brandon was just talking about, which is real.
But Boston, honestly though, everybody, at least I was like, man, it's Boston gonna win all season long. You don't say that going to the season with Oklahoma City. You're not like, they're a shoe in to win. No, I don't see them.
I think they developed into a monster talent, though. I think OKC didn't just beat everybody. They beat everybody. The Pacers played really well.
Yeah.
And had some unbelievable moments, like out of body experience moments. OKC was always
first of all, okay, let's be honest about this now. OKC was the best team from the beginning of the season to the end. From the beginning of the season to the end of the season, because they won the chip. And they got,
What about Cleveland?
We always doubted Cleveland. We know that was funny.
Cleveland went on 2 16-game winning streaks, so we can't act like just because they didn't finish strong, we can't act like throughout the season they didn't have the best record.
Okay, most pundits thought OKC was the best team all year. Cleveland had the best record.
Fight.
But most media pundits,
I will disagree just a little bit on that.
Felt OKC was the best team.
Everybody thought Boston would win if they was healthy.
They thought they would.
Everybody
but we all question Boston. We ain't nobody not question Tatum and whether they really had that Kobe down. No, we all question Boston. We question them all the way up until they beat the Mavericks. Then we question them. Then he didn't get no run in the Olympics. We all question Boston.
Boston was the favorite to win the whole time.
They were favorites, but deep in your heart, we already knew that they really didn't have them dog in them. We all knew that.
And you thought deep in your heart Oklahoma City was?
Huh?
You thought Oklahoma City deep down?
No, I did not say that.
That's
you just said it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I said they were the best team. I didn't say I thought they.
I'm saying going into the playoffs, everybody felt like Boston was the team to win.
Yeah,
it was theirs to lose.
No doubt.
Not Oklahoma City.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying that at the end of the season, what has been consistent was OKC has been the best among the best teams. They played.
The best, yes.
They certainly played them. A lot of people thought they would have been the best team all year, and they ended up being the best team. One thing Caruso said real quickly, because LeBron brought it up last week about the ring culture, and Caruso hit it home because that asterisk, that COVID asterisk,
the
bubble asterisk that the Lakers won. Caruso said, "I got my real ring now. This ain't no fake ring. This ain't no asterisk. You can't tarnish this ring. You may tarnish that ring. You can't tarnish this ring. This is a real ring now."
Listen, I'm one of the people that think the bubble's a real fucking ring. Like, listen, well, y'all okay?
No, bro, you a Laker fan, bro.
You're Laker. It's not real.
He a Laker fan, though.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. Let me ask you a
question. Was the Lakers the only team in the bubble?
Yeah, they the only team that wanted to play because LeBron wanted to get a ring. Everybody else, nobody wanted to play. The Clippers didn't want to play. Milwaukee didn't want to play. They tried to get out the bubble. They tried to quit in the middle of the bubble.
Let me let them finish, y'all. You done?
Okay, go ahead.
Every team showed up at the bubble. Every team had the same conditions. Every team had the same amount of games. Unfortunately, the best team, or fortunately, the best team won, which was the Lakers. So I don't understand the whole narrative behind, the bubble don't count because this was the bubble.
It wasn't real basketball.
Like LeBron said, it could have possibly been the hardest ring to win considering the isolation.
I'm
not rolling with that.
No, you don't have you don't have to deal with home court. I mean, my boy Lemon Pepper went to the strip club in the bubble, man. Wasn't nobody taking the bubble seriously but the Lakers because LeBron needed that ring to try to catch Jordan. Y'all. I know y'all.
If I'm a competitor, I'm playing every game. Man. I ain't got nothing else to do.
He trying
in
to
the bubble. What else you got to do?
Nothing.
Play ball.
Wear a mask.
Yeah. Now you can say,
can't get no women in the bubble. What nobody? People like
did.
People. Yeah. Again,
if I had been in the bubble,
and Jimmy Butler.
If I had been in the bubble, I'd have been fasting and praying.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
So sick of you, man.
Look, man. I mean,
Caruso right.
You gonna count it. You, especially if you was on the team
and
you was in that city, you gonna count it. But I mean, Caruso was on the team.
Yeah.
So obviously he must have been feeling a lot of what everybody else has been saying.
He's sick of this conversation.
Yeah, about the bubble. And you know, being a player, man, you know there's a big difference of playing at home, on the road, sleeping in your bed, sleeping in a hotel, being able to go out, you know what I'm saying, hang out. It's a huge difference. So I wasn't in the bubble, but I'm not gonna say that the bubble don't count, but to me I don't consider it being the same as what OKC did and what Boston did last year. To me, it's not the same, but you got to count it.
Yeah, it was still a legitimate competitive opportunity.
Yeah, like the midseason tournament. That's what it was. The midseason tournament. Hang a banner.
Get money for
that midseason tournament. That's what it was. Midseason tournament.
I mean,
well, they got rings for it.
First of all, I'm glad you cleared that up because I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Midseason tournament.
I thought he said Mississippi.
Geechee man, what is he doing right now?
In my cricket letter.
Mid-season tournament.
I'm sorry, man. I couldn't understand.
Mid-season tournament, okay?
Let
me put my professional Anglo voice on for you so I can
It's
enunciate.
not very Anglo. God bless.
Getting back to, we talked about the rings and certainly LeBron talked about ring culture and how ring culture, we're putting too much emphasis on ring culture, even though that's why he hopped all his team. That's why he get rid of them young kids when he got to LA and brought AD because he's trying to win a ring to catch Jordan, right? And I think he's right. We do put too much emphasis on it, but I think he's been a hypocrite.
This is what I think about when you talk about ring culture is for superstars, there is a culture of trying to be a champ, trying to be the best, trying to win. That's for superstars. A little peon like me, I ain't too much in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about the MJs, the Browns, the Kobe's, the Magics, the Charles Barkleys, guys who didn't win it, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, John Stockton, guys who didn't win it, AI, like those were superstars. So their elevation and the way people look at them is going to be different than they look at myself, right? So it's always going to be about, did he win? How many did he win? But that comes with being a superstar. So the ring culture, it could be a gift and a curse, but when you at that level, when you way up here,
it's part of it.
It's a part of it. You can't hide it and you can't deny it.
I don't like it when we're talking about Giannis, right? I don't like the fact that Stephen A can say if he doesn't win another one, it's an underachievement. It's like he's won one. Like he accomplished the goal.
Yeah, he won one Barkley.
Yeah, I mean,
he won one. He's a champion, though.
He's a champion.
You got to call him a champion.
But you talk about Barkley, you talk about Sean Kemp, who's one of my favorite players. And don't take away from their greatness in my mind.
Not the individual greatness.
Look, Stockton and Malone, what they did, that man was in the way.
But guess what? You saying them too, but it does when you talk about the greatest players, you don't bring up Malone and Stockton. And the reason being is because they
didn't win. They didn't win the ring.
And that's part of it. So when you're talking about a legacy and kind of being named amongst those people, it's only a select few that can be up there. Mm-hmm. But in order to get to that select few, you got to have that ring. Yeah. And I think that's what he alluded to, because I heard T-Mac talking about the other day. It was like, nobody even thinks about T-Mac and how good he was. You know what I'm saying? And that's partly because
they don't even realize it. They don't really realize how good he was.
And then he's like, if you put me in LA and substitute Kobe, like Now I didn't agree with him on that.
Okay, thank you.
But again, I mean, he's looked at in the sense of like not having a ring. So
look, I'm not gonna argue with him on this. It's a hypothetical, right? Maybe he's right.
No, he's wrong.
No.
Maybe he's wrong.
Okay,
but I'm not gonna argue about it. You know what I mean?
Everybody believes in
the facts are the facts.
The problem here is that how many times you get out the first round, T-Mac? You wasn't playing with no scrubs either.
Let's not go there.
But I'm just saying
about the ring culture.
I know, but he gonna try to put himself.
Want to go someplace where we ain't.
But he gonna try to put him in the Kobe conversation. Get out the first
example.
round.
He was just making an example.
I know, but get out the first round. Get out the first round because Dirk. Yeah, we put that on him. He put that on him, and he played with a bunch of no stars and knocked out Kobe.
Was a star.
He was not on the All-Star team. Nobody was on the All-Star team. And he knocked out LeBron, Wade, the Spurs, Kobe, all of them by itself. So do it, dog. And I had this conversation with my daughter because she was talking about the ring culture. She's into this stuff.
That's the one that got you them shoes?
Yeah, the one that got me. I wore them today. Yeah, that's one that got me on birthday shoes. Father's Day shoes.
Buy you another and throw both of them
away. Heels so ash.
Nobody wears Shaqs. I just never wear them. How do you brought it up. How do you differentiate greatness? Okay? Everybody, we got great stats, okay? How do you differentiate between the greats of the great? There's only one thing you can do is talk about titles. They're all great players, great eras. So how do you differentiate? How do you decide if we're going to rank them? Because everybody loves to rank and decide who's number one. How do you differentiate greats if you don't bring in titles?
Let me say this. I watched a short documentary on Wilt Chamberlain the other day by accident.
Underrated.
I don't even know what it was on. I had never really seen like real video of Wilt.
Really?
Oh my God, Wilt was off the chain.
Yes.
Athletic.
Forget about athleticism. I'm talking about like his hands were impeccable in terms of just soft hands.
Dude, you can't forget that athleticism. You know, Wilt Chamberlain ran a 20.200.
Now I knew that in high jumping.
I'm just saying that,
he's probably the most athletic,
right?
Most athletic player
man
ever.
He's that
no. Player ever.
Yeah.
Now y'all ain't gonna give him credit for that. But in terms of speed, his ability to jump, and at the size he was, oh my God. I just didn't realize it, to be honest with you. And it made me rethink what greatness is. Right.
Yeah,
like we don't give Wilt enough credit.
And
I
because he kept
think
losing
one of
Russell.
the reasons why you don't give him a lot of credit of this generation is because of the competition.
Well, they talked about that.
It wasn't a lot of bigs back then.
Yeah,
so
but
it wasn't a lot of teams back then.
He lost to one good big.
But he lost to Russell. Russell won 11
but it
titles.
wasn't a lot. Like you go through the 90s, you got 8 7-footers.
No,
you know
I
what I'm
agree,
saying? So
but
it's
the
a
reason he doesn't get the
difference.
credit he deserves because
It's
Russell won
not
11
just that,
titles
but it's
during his
not.
era.
It's not just
Russell
that.
was also on better teams.
Better teams, but it's not just that.
Wasn't even close.
He didn't
Russell
have
ain't-
a lot of competition when you talk about
Right.
bigs.
Yeah.
He playing against a bunch of 6'8" guys. So I respected him just for the simple fact that I know how basketball is.
Right.
But for the pundits, they looking at it like, well, he played against a bunch of 6'8" guys. Then he played against Russell, who had clearly a better team, but it wasn't a bunch of 7-footers he was going against. So to me, that's the only reason how you can kind of discredit Chamberlain. But other than that, Wilt was a beast.
I'm just saying that, and I hear you and I agree with you. If he'd have split with Russell, and Russell wouldn't have won 11, he'd won, if he'd won 5, he'd won 5. We have a different conversation because from a talent, skill, size standpoint, there's no comparison between Russell and Chamberlain.
Yeah.
We talking about all the athleticism. Getting back to the Pacers real quick, Hallie could be out all next year. Does this tarnish their run? And nothing's guaranteed.
No,
there's a chance they may not get back.
It doesn't tarnish it.
But are we going to remember this 10 years from now? Because they may not get back.
Don't nobody remember the second place team.
That's what I'm saying. They may not get back.
Yeah, so-
You remember it now, but they may not get back.
It's gonna be tough for them to get back. I mean, you got to make decisions about Miles. What do you do about that? He's getting up in age, and physically he's not the same as he used to be. And then you got a whole year without Haliburton, which obviously goes towards the cap. It's gonna be tough for them to be competitive as we know them to be, right? Who do they bring in? Because obviously have to even be competitive. But I just don't know which direction they can go. Because, let's be honest, you're a free agent, and you I got Miami, I got L.A., Orlando, Indiana.
Or Houston.
I'm probably going anywhere but there.
You anywhere but in there.
Anywhere.
You're going there.
So it's going to be tough for them, man, which is sad about it because they had something special going on. Obviously, he was well coached this year with Carl. I didn't realize he was that good of a coach.
Coach Carl, coach.
Carlisle? Well, hell, I said I didn't know.
But you in the GM running though, ain't you?
Yeah, but
job.
Hey, that's a great point because you can coach a lot different when you don't have a superstar,
right?
A guy that demands one set of thing, and you have to compensate for that superstar.
Perspective.
Realize what they did this year, man.
It's a big difference.
That's to go from middle of the pack to being almost winning the NBA championship. Let's just be honest, Haliburton he's not a superstar. He's a good player.
Oh my God.
He is a great player.
He's a good player. I don't even know he's the best player on their team.
Ooh.
That's a great point.
And so whenever you got
who the best player?
Pascal Siakam.
Ooh.
I love Siakam, but
I do too.
I gotta have Haliburton because
I'm not.
Because
Haliburton is probably the most
go.
important player
Because of the moment.
he's the most important player on the team.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure he's the best player.
He
on the
sets
team.
the table, man.
Yeah, but a lot of people can set a table, but
No.
that don't mean you know how to cook. But listen, so
he cooks and sets the
that
table.
was a good one. That one.
Yeah, but he cooks and sets the table though.
But what I say about Pascal, because you know what you're gonna get night in and night out, especially in the playoffs. We knew what Siakam was gonna be. Haliburton, he had games where you were like,
Casper, the
like, you know what I mean? Like you don't never question a superstar the way we questioned Haliburton this playoff run.
I just, man,
playoff run that ended in the finals and win Game 7. I mean, I hear all the hate.
Let me give a shout out to Haliburton real quick. Signing a card for my daughter, man.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you, man. Get healthy, man. Have a speedy recovery. But what Brandon Dean said, man, like, and I'm still on the fence of the superstar star because I just don't think he took the lead to be aggressive enough to let us see that. Like 0 for 4 in the first half. Maybe somebody need to talk to him when he comes back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to go to that next level, give me 0 for 10 in the first quarter. And then I can be like, he ain't no superstar.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't give me a chance for him to say he's one or not because he didn't take the lead. So maybe it could go back to, is he afraid of that moment? I can't say that.
No.
Because he makes big shots.
I don't know what it is because, again, right, because in the big moments, he was more confident then than like.
Well, let me give you perspective. In the games we talk about, he disappeared.
I didn't say that.
No,
it's funny that we talk about him disappeared. Understand this. I'm gonna let you finish,
please.
And we talk about him disappearing. Understand this. His team went to the finals and took the champions of Game 7, but we talking about him disappearing.
Glennis, in the games where he didn't score a lot of points, how many assists and rebounds did he have? Because there were several scenarios where he was facilitating and he was getting key rebounds. Right. He was really playing. My point in bringing that up is, okay, so he's having an off game versus just forcing it, in the first half. Maybe he just, did what could be deemed as a smart move and just facilitated.
Maybe he's a different version of a superstar.
I'm glad y'all acting like the media right now. Y'all are scrutinizing these guys.
No.
I tried to scrutinize that one guy. Y'all wouldn't let me call him a disappointment. Yeah, he was dishing the ball away.
He's doing his thing.
Y'all are heavily scrutinizing the guy.
I think one of the problems is like we just talking about. We want him to be like you gotta let it play out.
And he's a young
like
guy.
How we talking about how the coach did a phenomenal job, right? Maybe he's following his coach's, orders. I mean, we don't know.
What B. Dean was talking about earlier when you was talking about the ring culture, right? To me, you talk about Stockton and Malone if they get one, right? Those guys like the superstars, you keep talking about them if they get one, and we talk about the SGA and OKC, like he's gonna be talked about forever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So. You talk about that ring culture. You talk about, if Indiana going to get back there, Clarence, you keep talking about ain't nothing guaranteed, which is the God honest truth. Mm-hmm. But I think they got a good foundation. Yeah, they got a good foundation, and their style of play. Yeah. I think they can be solid without Haliburton, and their style of play in this era of basketball. Man, all you got to do is get hot.
Yeah. Well.
Injuries, though.
I'm glad you brought up the coach because that coach, Rick Carlisle, is the one that led the Mavericks to the title. And he did a damn good coaching job and led the Mavericks to the title. Had J.J. Zabrell and those guys on Braun.
Yeah, J.J. is a potential Hall of
they
Famer.
ran Braun them out. What?
J.J. is a potential Hall of Famer, man.
No, he's not. Okay, don't do that. But I'm just saying, though, he did a good coaching job.
Rick did a great job.
But just getting back to Haliburton, the Achilles. It started with a calf strain. He played through it. We said he should play. It's the finals. You have a chance to be a champion, and he ended up hurting himself.
Dean said it
and
best.
Now he's
damned if you do. Damned if
no, it's right. But now it's potentially your career's on the line. You're certainly he may be out all next season like Kevin Durant was.
He'll be back.
All next season is on the table though.
He'll be back.
Okay.
I think though,
I'm just
like
playing
if you before the game, if you would have gave him percentage on if it would tear or not, and say it was like, man, you got a 90% chance of it tearing, you still make the decision to play. Yeah. It's a tough one because in that position, in the finals, all the scrutiny that he's had all postseason, if he doesn't play, they're going to talk about him. Mm-hmm. If he do play with the risk, that kind of come with it. It's unfortunate that it happened, man, because he a good kid, but everybody say, who can protect him? Nobody, because you're the player. You saying I'm playing. Right. Like you can't not tell a player that, oh man, you might need to sit this down. No, it's NBA Finals, and it just happened to be unfortunate. But again, it's like when you come back from an injury because he played the game 6 before.
Right.
That.
So and so
you get like a false confidence.
Right. I was going to point that out
injury.
because he got hurt in game 5.
One more game.
Yeah.
And then he played in game 6, and they won. So that does give the confidence.
All you say to yourself is, man, just let me get past this.
Yeah.
Man, let me get past this one game, my 25 minutes, 30, whatever you're playing. And then you go out there and you just try to hope for the best. And as you can see, I mean, he was making movements like wasn't nothing wrong.
Yeah, he was talking trash and, busting butt, because they was up early. He was playing well early. He was into it. It had been a different game. The sad part is it happened in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Happened in the first quarter.
Shout out to the Pacers, man.
They kept it close to the third, but we know the inevitable was happening.
Right.
You couldn't stop the inevitable. The best team was gonna win, especially without your best player.
I'll be honest with you. If Haliburton had played, I don't know.
No,
I thought he was gonna have a special game.
It would have been a game. It would have been a game.
I think they pulled it off.
I know I wanted OKC to win, but I respect what they're doing. And in the end, you want the team to win, right? Like you just want to see the champion flourish. And when he went down, it was unfortunate for the team because he's the heart of their team.
We all been in the locker room where we see a good player go down. We playing against a team and we see the best player go down. That gives us confidence.
Right.
Fired up.
And so you go from being nervous and like, man, you get all uptight, and then you see the best player go down. You like, we about to do
kind of like
this.
when I see
Right.
So that's kind of you can see that kind of shift in that, and it's both sides. You can see Indiana lose confidence, and you can see OKC gaining confidence through that injury.
Well, I've experienced that with both of you all. When we were playing golf, and I said,
we're gonna get there.
No.
Hold on,
So,
chill. So when we talk about the Achilles, right?
Right, and I was gonna get a list of all the guys. You got the list?
No, go ahead and say the list. Go ahead and say the list.
Just in this season, you got Tyrese Haliburton, of course, Isaiah Jackson, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, older player, and Durant Holmes, all tore their Achilles this season.
So I made a post on Twitter X when Tatum hurt his, right? Mm-hmm. And I said that, and I said part of the reason is because of low top shoes. Yeah, it ain't the whole reason. People like, hey, man, y'all calm the fuck down. I said, I think it's low top shoes. Of course, I know that's not the whole reason. And to me, man, I don't understand how you can hoop in low top shoes.
You old like us, man. You old like me now.
But I'm just saying,
we grew up in high tops.
I need protection on my ankles. And every time you take off and lift and you have no protection and all this is exposed, like to me, that's a problem.
It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. And people's like, no, it's such and such hat on these. I'm like, I'm not finna argue with y'all. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's the end all be all, but I think that's a part of it. And
I'm a firmly disagree.
When did you start wearing low top? Because back in the 80s, 90s, you were wearing high tops.
Man, I just like my calf muscle look good. In my low
when did you start wearing? Did you wear them in college? Were you low top in college?
Yeah, I was low top.
So
you know what?
Hey.
Talk about college. My first year we had Converse.
I was saying you wanted no low tops.
This motherfucker got tree trunks, man. What the fuck he talking about?
Hey, I wanted to show out my calves.
Come on, man.
Now,
so you played in low tops?
I did. I played in low top. I mean,
you wanted a few.
When you first got to college, you got to play whatever the game.
Was you taped up?
That's my point. Yeah. Now, this is my point. Now, you just made my point is that the difference now and then, it was mandatory to get taped. You
and guys' shoes fall off so easy,
man.
And they put their shoe right back on.
Right back on. No problem.
But how you not untie your shoe?
So I'm saying you can play in low tops.
Because they're not tied, they're not fit.
If you taped up. You get what I'm saying?
I can't do it.
So Kobe, when he first came with his low top, he came out and said he did a study. They did all these. I'm sure he probably could have. I don't know if he lied or not. But the study that said that you didn't have any more risk in a low top compared to a high top.
Because he was selling shoes. He was selling low top. He was selling.
Was he taped
marketing
up?
strategy.
Was he taped up?
He tore his Achilles.
I think most teams it's mandatory tape. It's mandatory tape.
Still?
Yeah, it's mandatory tape. Okay. Most teams is, yeah.
But you wanted extra protection, even with the tape.
But you're a track guy, and you ran in low top shoes all the time, and you was making a point earlier about it.
Yeah, I just think people are bigger, stronger, faster now. And I think we don't give enough credit to how much just brute force. Like, dude, you're talking about my son, right? My son, he's going through the process and, hopefully he'll reach his goals, right? But he can jump at the gym right now.
Right.
I did not have that ability then, right? And I was pretty athletic myself. And what I'm saying is people are just stronger. We're putting way more force on knees now. It's like everything is different. It's not the same. And to that point, I'm making him wear ankle braces for 2 reasons. First of all, I didn't put too much money in this. I want to protect, my doggone, my investment. And it's like, dude, I want to protect your future. That's my investment. I'm investing in your future. So it's like, wear the ankle braces just in case. Right. And then second of all, it just makes sense. Like I can't fathom, going through cutting and doing all this stuff and not, and having like an extra layer of protection available and not taking it. So, that's crazy to me.
So you said bigger, stronger, faster, and you wear low tops.
Fashion.
With less support.
Fashion.
That's crazy to me.
Fashion.
And let me tell you something.
So what makes that make sense?
It doesn't. And it was crazy about it. I bought my son some Nikes, and literally on the same play, he busted the right and the left shoe.
You showed me that.
On the same play.
Where you get them from?
Yeah. that's a website. It was a rogue website.
Quit buying them shoes at Ross, man. How you bought them at Ross?
I bought them shoes from Nike.com.
Matter
of fact, Nike, I'm sending them back.
You bought
straight
them
up.
at Ross.
You can take them back. You got them. You probably got
No,
big
I
T's.
ordered them. I ordered them.
You got them whole
He
big
got them
T's.
at Ross, man.
From where?
Big T.
Big T Bazaar? I ain't never been to Big T Bazaar.
Listen,
Shout out Big T
I
Bazaar.
love low top.
Fashion.
But I hate
Fashion. He just told you he want to show off his calf.
fashion.
Forget about that. I don't care about no fashion. Tell my son.
I hated
Forget
to get
your
taped.
fashion,
I
man.
hated
Protect
things
your
around my
ankles.
I always have. I didn't like wearing ankle braces, and I didn't like getting taped. Like, I was one of them people that when I got taped, when I got back to the locker room, I cut it.
So they saying less games.
Yeah, they play less games.
They saying play less games. They saying less minutes. They saying the activity of the way the game is now. You know what I'm saying? There's so much
up and down.
Miles that players are running.
Yeah, shoot,
all this and all that.
Line, though.
So that plays. And to me, I don't know exactly what causes that, but
doesn't common sense tell you that high tops would provide you more protection?
I think it'll help. But I'm not. To me, I'm not finna have less than 82 games. That's been the way forever. They already don't play a lot of minutes.
Right.
No,
they already got load management.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what are we talking about?
It can't be low top though. This thing about it, Kobe been having low tops for a long time. This is the first year we've had.
But it's to me,
he's been more than one player.
But to me, it's the wear and tear. It don't happen like instantly. It's a gradual pull and a gradual
I get that,
tear.
but what I'm saying is that like we've had low tops for probably 20 years now. This is the first time where it's been like a real issue about Achilles. Just because we've had more this particular season, I don't know if it suggests that it's because of shoes. Like, I'm thinking, like, is it the different training? Like, what is, because Indiana, out of the 8 players, 3 of them play on Indiana. 3 players on Indiana team this year tears their Achilles. Like, is that just misfortune? I don't really know what it is, but I just think, it's.
They talking about they playing so many games as kids, and then they get to the pros. It's like AAU. A bunch of we've been playing. We've been playing on concrete. Right. Man.
First of all, I just think that there are more players playing more, and they're bigger, faster, stronger. We got a lot of players. I think that the social media attention that these injuries are getting, but I don't know that it's so much more than it's been in the past. But certainly with the attention we're getting, because there are more teams, there are more players, and so just from percentage wise, 5 out of 1,000 guys playing in the NBA, that's not a lot.
The only difference is between this Achilles conversation is that it's happening to superstars.
Right. I'm saying you get the attention. And
if it happened to James Wiseman and Isaiah Jackson, and nobody said nothing. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you when it's going
to be. And to me, it is a lot. You know why? Because that's not a injury that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So we talk about knees a lot, like ACLs,
that's
MCLs. Like but now it's like these. It's a difference.
It's a use injury, a heavy use injury for sure. But great transition, because one of them prominent guys who tore his Achilles just got traded. And he's back to being Kevin Durant again. I am Kevin Durant. You know me. I'm Kevin Durant. He tore his Achilles in the finals. Toronto won. Kawhi won. But if Durant don't get hurt, Golden State wins 4 straight.
Allegedly.
It went 4 straight. But he got hurt. He missed the whole year. Now he's back. Certainly just got traded, which I thought was ironically, they announced it on Game 7, overshadowed Game 7 with the big trade, Kevin Durant to Houston for Jalen Green. And we've been talking about Jalen Green. Number one, Kevin Durant of Houston. With those young guys, are they ready to challenge OKC now?
I want to hear from the legend himself, Johnny Collins.
Man, let me tell you something. I hate that trade.
Why?
First of all, KD. Let's start there.
He's still a bucket, man. Don't do that.
I'm just, hey man, can I be fully expressed? Can I have a moment of transparency in a safe place? Can I do that, please? All I'm saying is,
on the couch.
KD is a dog. Nobody can ever take that away from him. What does they call him? The Slim Reaper? Like, he is what he is, right?
Bucket.
But dog, Jalen, we was talking about this. Like, man, there's no way in the world. I would have bet the house. There's no way they're gonna trade Jalen. And 5? How many, what they give? 4 first-round draft picks?
Second round picks.
Second round.
Second, well, no picks. Second round picks.
Man, let me tell you something. I wouldn't have done that. I don't like it. I hope they win this year. I hope they really come out and they execute, but don't let somebody tear an Achilles tendon.
Well, I mean, you're thinking worst case scenario though.
But that's real. That's real. It's real.
It's like
Those
if you build
things.
a formula, and like in your formula, you got this this variable that's older than everybody now. Your oldest player is your best player. Talk about load management.
We don't
right?
know that he's their best player, but he's what they needed.
Your oldest player is your most important player.
To gird what you already have built, and you got these young guys who need somebody. They need a bucket.
No,
they
man.
don't have a bucket.
If I'm Houston, I'm letting them young boys roll. Let them grow together. Let them build something, man. That's what OKC did.
I don't think.
How did it turn out?
OKC won.
They just won.
Houston. No, I'm saying Houston. You
I mean, but everybody got to take their turn, man.
Listen, I don't know if I haven't decided if I like the trade or not, but I do know that you got to move on from Jalen Green.
Exactly.
Why?
I just don't think he fits what they need. You need a closer. That's what we want him to be. We want him to be the guy that you can get a ball to, that can get you a bucket or get you a great possession. And he showed this last playoffs that he's not at that level yet. So but you're paying him like he's at that level.
We don't know what Houston has been doing, right? But and maybe they've already done this. But bring somebody in to mentor him.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm interviewing for them too for the GM job.
Okay.
So we thinking about never mind. We might bring in Giannis. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. I'm really sure to tell you this stuff about what we're doing in Houston. You know what I'm saying? But I think KD gives them that guy that you can depend on. Now you can question the age, which is very valid, but he's probably had some of the better years later in his career. He's still averaging 27 points a game.
He's playing amazing.
Right.
Don't hear me like I'm not trying to knock him.
There you go.
Now it's just GM hat, right?
Yeah.
It's just the numbers, right? Man, I kind of hate that.
So the numbers is today, in your opinion, is Houston a better team now than they were yesterday with Jalen Green?
Yes.
We don't know.
We do know that.
No, we don't.
We know that.
No, we don't. On paper. On paper.
That's how we can go on.
On paper.
But that's how we can go on.
But
they
just
got
say
to
on
gel.
paper then.
They
Say
got
on
to come
paper.
together. You know, it's got to work. Maybe
Beginning of the year, Jalen seemed like he wasn't even part of the
maybe
team.
Houston has a hidden Draymond that we don't know about. That's going to get into it with KD. Like, we just don't know how it's going to work yet.
That's not happening.
All I'm saying is we don't know.
So
We'll know when we know.
So we saw a big trade when I don't even know if it was big well it was big when the Clippers got Paul George, right? Because they said we're gonna put
And we all was
PG
pumped about
and
it.
Kawhi together, right? That should take them over the top. Did that work out?
No, it did not.
Okay, so I'm not comparing Paul George and Kevin. I'm not comparing that, but we saw they gave up a young talent in SGA, right? Who was still in his first year, and we didn't see none of this.
All right, I just saw some highlights. SGA was with the Clippers, and
them highlights, bro.
You
can go look at. You can pull up anybody highlights.
I understand.
Anybody can make a highlight tape.
I saw what Preston saw,
and I guarantee you, we can pull up a highlight of Jalen Green, and it'll be crazy. So all I'm saying, all I'm saying is, the trade I think is a good trade for both teams, right? Because I think KD does help the Rockets, like you say, they need a closer. They need somebody who can go get that bucket.
Mm-hmm.
They need that, right?
And he will do that if
he will do that for sure.
Yeah.
But for me, like being in this game and knowing I got a kid 23 years old who still ain't scratched the surface, like my development as an organization should be like number one to help him.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna help us get to that level where we need to. You got Amen Thompson, you got Sengun, and you got Jalen Green. You got a great core, right? And everybody's saying, well, they didn't do it. Man, that's their first year in the playoffs. What was people expecting from their first year in the playoffs?
So the question here is this, and I think that this is what Houston thinks, maybe, that Amen Thompson and Sengun are their core. They're the guys.
It's obvious they feel that way.
They're the guys who have the biggest potential. They're the guys that we believe going to develop and continue to develop and be our guys. So we bring KD in temporarily, but long term, this is who we building around. We're building around Amen Thompson. We're building around Sengun. We don't trust that Jalen Green go and get that because he has too many no-shows. He out there with Dre.
I don't think it's a trust.
Dre don't stand a chance with him.
Somebody gonna bring
that. It ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't got nothing to do with it.
It's about decision making.
Listen,
he's a poor decision maker.
Listen, he's not the only one that's doing that. He just so happened to be in the public eye.
Right. He's a poor decision maker.
Shit,
he got a stepson.
For who? That man probably happy.
He is obviously happy,
and that's why that's why he said the playoffs. I played the worst game of my life,
and he
lost in the playoffs. But he happy though,
and I'm gonna tell you,
he happy. The Rockets ain't happy.
If this boy go to Phoenix and they keep him, and they let Book,
they talking about moving him. They don't even like him,
but they ain't moved him yet. They
don't like him.
They ain't moved him yet. If I'm Phoenix, I'm keeping him. And you gonna be with Book every single day. Yeah. And he gonna teach you how to manage this thing and get buckets. Because this is what he needs. And then in 5 years down the line, when KD's probably retired, and this boy averaging 28, 29, 30, then we gotta look at that trade again.
It also depends on what Houston does right now. Because if I get my title now, you can do what you want 5 years down the line. I'm trying to win now.
That's the same thing with Dallas then. So if Dallas win right now, the Luka trade is
but it's about winning now. The Dallas trade.
I heard a whole lot of crying before.
The Dallas trade was all about winning now, for sure. You know, when you get older guys, you're getting Kyrie, you got AD. You think we can win now. You know, it didn't work out, but that's what you're doing. And certainly Houston, you bring a veteran guy, it ain't for the future. It's about we think we're close. We got a good core. We got a good foundation. We need somebody to get us over the hump. So if Phoenix wins 10 years from now, that's good for them. What are they going to win now?
But I mean, I'm going to go back to, because in the GM room where we all talk at, man, I'm going to get this. I'm going to give me a GM. I swear. So the GM decision is that, man, listen, they had enough years and enough sample size to know who Jalen Green is.
Exactly.
And so for some reason.
Nah. Yes. But go ahead, GM. Go ahead.
I mean, he's been there since he's 19. He's what, 25 now?
23.
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And in 4 years, we've had enough to decide we're going to move on from him. Mm-hmm. They didn't include the other players like Amon Thompson and all that. They said, listen, we're going to move on.
He's the most valuable asset.
Is he?
Who
Jalen Green.
No.
At 23, yes.
He could. Yeah,
I
agree with that. He probably the most attractive.
Yes, of course.
Part of it.
Of course.
But I just
not even close.
As soon as his son have a baby, he gonna be a grandpa.
Man, if you say one more thing about this man personally, like that man ain't got nothing to do with him not make sense. But what I'm saying
is,
have
a reality TV show though.
Yeah.
It's going down.
You got one?
No, I said he gonna have him a reality TV show.
Jalen Green, I just don't know if he's gonna ever be that player that.
Why?
What his talent suggests.
So we thought SGA was gonna be that?
I did.
Presti did.
Man, you ain't think SGA was gonna be no MVP.
It's two people that I knew was gonna be good.
Yeah, you better not say Kobe.
No. James Harden and SGA. Two people I thought that if you get the ball, James proved it in the playoff series when they gave him you be the point guard, you run the show. When
he was in OKC.
James proved what? James proved what?
When he was in OKC.
James proved what?
Yeah, you knew that.
What did James prove? We still waiting to prove something.
Oh, he's just only been the league MVP. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject for a different day.
And no shows in big games in the playoffs.
That ain't. I'm saying that the caliber player he became. I'm not you.
Right, he talking about from where he was to elevate himself.
Yeah. I'm saying if he stays in OKC with KD and Russ, I think he doesn't become James Harden.
Absolutely, he can't. Not enough room.
So SGA, same reason. Like I thought both of those two players were players that I thought would maximize a different location.
I believe that.
And Jalen Green, when I look at him, he going to Phoenix to book team. Now he's still taking a back seat to another player.
Maybe. It just kind of depends on how it works out. Here's the deal. Let's go back to I want to say this.
Ain't no maybe.
This is KD's shot. You know what I mean? This is like the last stand. No, this is the last stand for KD. KD is going to Houston. He's got a young team. This is his opportunity to put a cape on, man, and really lead these boys to the next place. And I am like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm just a little sad for Jalen because I know he feels like it's an act of betrayal. Because from my perspective, it's like, dog, the league is so.
He got paid. How he betrayed?
Man, stop thinking like a media guy, man. Stop thinking like
Can't
that.
help it. Man.
Yeah, at some point, the camaraderie of team.
You be switching up so much, man. You be switching up so much.
How he got betrayed? The Rockets feel like they've been betrayed. I mean, you've been there 4 years. We looking for you to be that guy that you say he is. And
he was averaging the dub. He was averaging the dub.
In the playoffs, we were looking for you to come through and be that guy for us, and you haven't done that. We feel betrayed.
This their first playoff game.
Paid you.
This their first playoff series. This their first year in the playoffs.
The Rockets.
They first year in the playoffs.
Again,
it ain't no team.
As Brandon so eloquently
it ain't no
pointed
team
out,
in the history of the NBA. There's no team in the history of the NBA when they first get into the playoffs. That first year, they fucking go win a championship.
No, we didn't ask to win a championship.
Not one.
Nobody's asked to win a championship.
Yeah, you are.
They asking him to show up.
You showing you want him to develop. This is my first playoff series. This is my first year in the playoffs. Let me fill this shit out. Let me figure it out.
As Jim Brandon Dean said,
there you go.
They've been watching him for 4 years.
They ain't never watched him in the playoffs until this year.
I'm not saying he's a bad player.
And I'm not finna make no decision off of that.
Too.
Who?
Houston. This year's team is
they were number 2 seed.
Listen,
number 2 seed.
I think the coach.
So y'all saying they should have stayed together?
I'm just saying. Yeah, I am. I would have liked to see.
So you got a chance to get KD, and granted that's what happened. So you pass up on KD to stay with Jalen Green?
Man, come on, man. You ain't doing that.
Yes.
You're trying to win now.
I don't know if I can say it like that.
Because I'm looking at the long term.
Yeah.
My GM is looking at the long term.
We talked about this 2 weeks ago.
But you, because I heard M.A. was very instrumental in this trade, right? So if I'm him as the coach, I know my job is predicated on
winning now.
Winning
now.
For sure. I'm not disagreeing with that.
We know he don't make good decisions either because he's forming the bag of a girl.
Media guy. He stayed. God, man, we know he don't make good decisions. Up, man.
You don't fumble the bag on old girl, Miss Black America.
We got Stephen A.
Stephen A.
I know he got that Stephen A. hairline. But I get what y'all saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I get what y'all saying. But I'm just saying from my
because I'm a media guy right now. But all the report was saying, I got a lot of hats, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
They were saying this was M.A.'s kind of decision.
Yes.
Right? So if I'm M.A. and I'm on that bench and I know, it's all about winning and what can you do for me now?
Listen.
And I got a chance to get KD and I got to still wonder about Jalen Green, what he going to bring, when he going to bring it. Is he going to become this player we want him to be? I pulled the trigger.
And you know he in Houston, right?
Oh,
KD?
my God.
M.A.
Yeah.
You know in Houston, right?
Well, he can go to Papa Do's. he can go get some of that Papa Do's.
Houston. He finna get in trouble, so he needs to go to start winning. Okay, he need, in Houston, right? He on living on borrowed time. He done good.
So what's the time frame for Houston? 2
years. I mean, Kevin Durant, he 38.
It's 2 years. Yeah. You 2 years.
It's 2 years.
So you pretty much saying, both of y'all pretty much saying they gonna win.
We're not saying.
You got to be saying that.
No,
if you accepting that trade,
on the way it works.
You have to be saying that. If you want that trade to go through, you are 100%. They gonna win it in the next 2 years.
You can't guarantee they gonna win it. The goal is to try to win. They're trying to win. They're going for it.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't roll them dice.
They're going for
but y'all
it.
say you're
dice.
not rolling the dice for the future. You can't.
I mean, that's what Golden State did this year with Jimmy. They trying to win now.
I wouldn't roll them dice.
But they did because they're trying to win now.
I'm still talking about Houston. I wouldn't roll them dice.
And I know the GM kind of alluded to it earlier, but Houston may not be done. They might have a little freak in them.
What?
A freak?
Freak out.
Hey,
Greek freak, man. Greek freak. Gotta go with my double entendre.
I went somewhere else.
It's a double entendre.
For the record, though, you brought up the Warriors.
They might have a little Greek freak.
If Curry don't get hurt, the whole scene might.
If
be
it was a field, we'd all be drunk.
That's a true
You're not even
statement.
drinking. They might have a little freak in them.
I'm sick of you.
They still got room to go make other moves because they're trying to win now.
They get
And
Giannis.
there's a rumor that
They
they're
get
still
Giannis.
talking about going to get
If they get Giannis, they're gonna do something.
That ain't never
They
happened.
get Giannis, Amen, or Sengun going, and maybe both.
You
So-
just gotta
so-
give
so-
up
Would you
something.
have?
So
would
you
rather have
jeopardizing
Sengun
your
or-
team.
Or would you have? If you're trying to win now, would you have Sengun or Giannis?
I ain't even trading Jalen Green, so I ain't even finna go there.
Well,
You're trying to win
we
now,
probably
you want
committed
Sengun
now. We
or
got
Giannis?
to trade them off.
If I'm in my GM hat again, I don't go for Giannis. You trading the whole entire future. You putting all the chips in the middle.
I would have took Giannis before I took KD.
Maybe he wasn't on the
You need
table.
a jumper. You need somebody to shoot, man. They need
His
a
name was
shooter.
Jalen Green.
That boy can't shoot like KD, man. Come on, Sally. I mean,
Oh, man, I'm just saying,
your
bro.
son playing, but watch the game. He can't shoot like KD.
No, I'm not going to get Giannis.
You're gonna watch KD shoot
I'm
good
staying
one
away
year.
from Giannis. Now,
You know what?
There's probably some other picks they can get.
1 year.
Players they can get, but not
They're
Giannis.
trying to win now.
I get it.
Who can
And also, KD said they're trying to get a long-term extension with him, get more money, but he's gonna take less money, so they can get other players.
Is KD not like the? I mean,
What?
dude, he's what is he? 38.
Y'all was
No, he's 36.
36, 37, 36.
36, yeah. We the same age.
Okay.
About the same age.
Okay. Well, 36 made me feel a little bit better. I don't know why I thought he was 38.
2 years,
I think
man.
so.
38
Steph
close to 40,
37,
man.
ain't he?
How old are you?
A lot younger than you.
36.
That's
36
nasty
years old.
work. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. The Brotherhood Golf Association had their annual major last
Our
week.
second one.
Second annual major.
Yeah.
Brotherhood Golf Association of DFW.
Yeah, so
I don't really
one of
like
our
that story.
guys that
even like this
is in the
conversation.
BGA, he lost his son. His son was murdered a few years ago, and so we have a major that's honored in his name, and it was held last week. So last Monday, before we left here, we put up everybody's handicap. And we pretty much said, who was going to do what place everybody was going to come in.
I don't like this conversation.
And it pretty much held for them. I had the best handicap. So, of course, I whooped their ass. I came in first.
You came in
But
like 10th
but,
for the record.
but it was somebody whose handicap was better than the other ones. But he got whooped. So I'm gonna let them tell it.
Brandon,
I'm gonna let them tell it.
I can sum this shit up real easy. So I had got off the road. And I'm talking about it was deers and all type of shit. I had to go
In the
around
car with you?
traffic. Yeah, maybe. But I got to the tournament. I'm talking about tired. I only slept on 33 minutes of sleep. And so I just came there just to fellowship with my brothers. I didn't even know we had a bet going. You know what I'm saying? Because normally I'm one of them
Don't
guys.
you got like a FaceTime where then we tape the FaceTime that we okay, but go ahead.
Never mind.
Hey, my boy in Memphis, Stan Blue, he say a lie don't care who tell it. But go ahead, bro.
it ain't a lie. And that might have been AI that you talked to. That probably wasn't me. Let's put that out there.
Dan Blue is AI.
But I couldn't find my
Not a
damn
very smart
swing.
version.
you
today.
couldn't find your sweet?
I just was going through a lot of stuff, personal stuff.
Well, here's the good news.
You
We're doing
left
it
it at Applebee's in OKC.
Maybe.
Look, we're doing it again tomorrow.
You're gonna get it. But you're
Yeah.
you're a fraternity guy. What are excuses?
The monumental tools of nothingness, and those who use them very sadly hardly ever amount to anything.
Let me say this though.
What are excuses?
Now let me tell you
It
something else.
sound like
Let me
excuses.
tell you something else. Like a couple of days ago, I didn't even go to sleep all night long, and I got up and I went and I played golf.
Why
happened?
didn't you go to sleep? What was keeping you up?
I had some work I needed to do.
What happened when we played?
It was a very important business meeting that I had with some guys over in China. And
I don't care about that.
it took place between the hours of 2:00 in the morning to about 7.
So since we are here, when everybody's fresh, everybody got a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Who's the best golfer?
We'll see tomorrow, won't
We
we?
already know
I
who the
can
best golfer
guarantee
is.
you
Don't do
win
that.
tomorrow.
No, we don't.
You got the best handicap. You're the best golfer.
Chill, I'm
no,
just,
no.
chill. I'm just asking a question. Chill.
Handicap don't mean nothing.
Hey, first of all, I'm not the one here with
At
a
all.
job. These can play every day.
Your best handicap.
What they say about
something.
excuses? Didn't he just say something about
Yeah,
excuses?
yeah, excuses.
Recite it again.
All I'm saying is
Yeah.
the handicap's going to be lower. So the
you
grand
bet-
scale of things, let me tell you this.
The best golfers have the lowest handicap. That's all I know.
Let me tell you
Nah,
this.
that ain't always.
Let me tell you this.
They might not win that day, but the best golfers have the lowest handicap.
Yeah, it's a game.
That's why you have a handicap for
Hey,
a reason.
chill. Let me say this. Let me say this.
It's crazy with these two, bro.
It changes.
Let me
crazy.
say this. Let me say this. On the grand scale of things, for our major, looking at the scores, the top scores, we have a very competitive group.
Now, chill. You was here, right?
Yeah.
What was the bet?
25, 25, 25.
Thank you.
That was a
I
bet.
paid mine.
You ain't pay.
Huh? Honda?
What that little shot of what's the name you just gave?
What you
Damn.
think these seats free?
Hey, well, let me.
What y'all don't know, the last time we played a couple days ago, we played a skins game, and we played.
Oh, I wasn't in that Skins game,
Can I talk? Damn.
but I wasn't in the game.
This man
Hey,
got me.
chill. Can he talk? Chill.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
He got mollywop.
Wow.
I ain't received nothing. He bet $50 a hole. He lost
Oh, now we lying.
every hole. And I ain't
I
been
didn't-
getting
I
nothing. I'm
didn't-
trying to pay
That's not
child
a lie. I
support.
did lose
Who owe
every
you this
hole.
money?
Man,
Who owe you?
somebody had some meeting with the China people at 2
The title guy.
Yeah, the
You
title guy.
you don't pay your money?
Yeah,
No,
You don't pay your bills?
Hey man.
pay my bills, but it's not a bill.
It's a bet with your friends.
Yeah.
You don't pay your money. You don't pay your bets.
First of all, watch how you looking at me right now.
Listen,
Let's
you don't
start
pay your
there.
bets?
You know what I mean?
Don't pay your
You know what I'm
bets.
saying? All right, God bless. We'll come back to this on the next one.
So we done?
Yes, sir.
Is y'all done or is y'all finished?
I was done with this conversation when we started this month. To be honest with you. Let's keep it real.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of Quick to the Point. Man, we was back in the building, man. Our guy left us hanging.
I'm back.
Couldn't
I'm
even
biting.
love us.
Couldn't get
No
no
tickets.
Couldn't get no finals tickets,
Didn't
man.
even
But
try.
it's all love, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Not very
Till
good
next
love.
time.
Deuces.
Peace.
Selfish joker.